I'm back. Just like I said I would be back. And I just wanted to say a big thank you to everyone who messaged me, who subscribed, who watched, who liked. Like, I don't think you guys understand how much it meant to me. You guys just encouraging me and your kind words has meant a lot. And I really hope this channel continues to grow, because it's the main goal for me is gonna be bigger than myself. I really do want this to be an entire community where we can relate to things, we can talk about things. So I'm so glad you guys encouraged me. It meant so much to me, so much. So thank you. Today's video is going to be about relationships, as you can tell from the title. And the reason why I wanted to make this video is because I've noticed a trend. When people break up with their partners, they always have this kind of habit of saying, oh, now I'm going to go back to the gym, now I'm going to start focusing on myself, now I'm going to start getting closer with God, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And these are all things that they were doing before they met the partner. And it always baffles me, because I'm like, why did you stop doing all of those awesome things you were doing? What made you stop focusing on yourself just because you met someone else? And I think I see it more with women, more so than I do with men. And people, I've seen it with people, you know, not having their friendships anymore. They lose their friendships because they found a guy. They lose their opportunities because they found a guy, or they let go of themselves and who they were before, just as a sacrifice to show the commitment to someone they love. And it's never really made sense to me. So one thing I've always noticed is when we fall in love, and I'm not saying relationships are not beautiful, relationships are very beautiful, and love is a very beautiful thing. It gives you this energy and this power that is indescribable. So I get it. When you're in love with someone, you really just are so engulfed by that love that you want to show your commitment and your time to them, that in some circumstances you give up some of yourself. But I've always been baffled by when I hear stories of girls turning down internship, job opportunities, or year abroad because they want to be closer to their partners. And it's like, why would you have to sacrifice something that's your goal and your dream in order to be with someone? It's always baffled me, and it scares me, because if I have a daughter, I don't want her to think, or if I even have a son, I don't want him to think, oh, mom, I'm so in love with this person, I don't want to leave them alone, so I'm gonna now not take the opportunity of a lifetime to be with them, because it means that person, that relationship is not edifying enough for you to grow. You're not gonna grow in that relationship. When someone gets in a relationship and then their priorities shift, and rightly so, your priorities should kind of shift. You should prioritize this person. You should invest in this person, this relationship that you're in, because if you don't invest in it, you might end up losing it. And it might be a really beautiful relationship, this really beautiful friendship, or you know, whatever you've got now, and you might lose it because you're not investing enough into it. You're not showing that person that they're important to you, and it's sad. So, but at the same time, you shouldn't be saying, okay, because I want to show you I'm so in love with you, I'm so committed to you, that I'm gonna cancel out all my plans. And I'm gonna give an analogy right now. It's like having a timetable. Your life is like a timetable from Monday to Friday, right? And excuse me if I sound really reductionist, but this is the most simple way I can describe it as. So you have a timetable from Monday to Friday. Now this person comes into your life and you clear everything out of that timetable and you make it all about them. Monday to Friday is all about, I don't know what names I can use. It's all about Bob, or it's all about Bobisha. Bobisha, you know. It's all about Bob and Bobisha. Those are the two people that you just make it about you two, that's the only relationship we know. Now, the way I see it, yes, you can be in love with someone, but they shouldn't take up your whole day. They shouldn't take up your whole life. You need space from one another. For me, I think, you know, you should have like times where, okay, Monday afternoons, it's just dedicated to Babisha and Bob. And you know, for the rest of the day, that you're doing something to edify yourself. You're doing something to grow. You're doing something to show yourself that, you know what, I'm my own person. I'm my own individual. And then God forbid Bob and Babisha are no more. You at least know that, okay, so now I've got my Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday afternoons free, which is when you were occupying your relationship and, you know, investing into your relationship. But now it's not that much of a shift to my timetable because I've got these other things going for me. I can survive. I can find something new to fill that space. I can find something new to, you know, encourage myself. Rather than, you know, do every night Netflix and chill, every night, you know, Netflix and take, I don't know what y'all do. Every night doing that. Why don't you say, you know what, I'm gonna take some nights off to go and volunteer somewhere. You know what, I'm gonna take some nights off to, you know, learn about how to edit, learn about how to code. Just something different that isn't just about Bob and Visha. I feel like if you're just so consumed and you make each other just about each other, you get sick of each other in that way. How are you meant to build a friendship? Because I know a lot of people always want to say, oh, today I married my best friend. How are you meant to marry someone who's your best friend if you haven't even found out that you have differences that are outside of each other as lovers? How are you meant to find someone who supports your dreams and your goals even if they don't concern? How would you know if you've never really taken the time out of each other to find out what your interests are and if they'll support them, if they'll encourage them? That's a real sign of friendship in a relationship. I remember meeting this couple, and they've been together for years, and one of my favorite questions to ask couples that, you know, have been together for years is, what's your secret? And they said, we really are just individuals in a relationship, as in they allow themselves that space to still be themselves whilst being together. And it's possible. People forget that it's actually possible. You can meet someone and still be yourself. That person should not now consume your whole entire being. We've seen it on social media. A girl gets a boyfriend and we don't ever see selfies of her again. All we see are her and him, her and him, her and him. We only get consumed with what we're seeing of you and your man. We forget that you as an individual start to exist. And then when you don't go post a couple of pictures with him, we're like, ooh, what happened? What had happened? You know, and we start looking. But if you already, I don't mind, honestly, don't get it twisted, I don't mind seeing couples together. I love it. As in, I have been on so many couple pages be like, oh, you're so cute. Oh, you're so cute. Even today on Instagram, I saw a picture of a guy whose both his legs were amputated, and he was saying, his caption was, I'll only stop loving you when my legs grow back. And I was like, oh, my heart, my beating heart. It's cute. I love relationships. I love love. But if we only ever see you as two and we forget that you exist as one person, as an individual, you become lackluster. It's like, what else are you doing? Is it just a relationship that you've got going for you? And I understand when you meet someone and they make you happy, you're like, wow, I really met someone who's made me feel so happy, so lucky, and so blessed. I want to show the world all the time, especially if they're buff. Because all the people who told you couldn't get a buff tin or whatever, who's ever put you down, you're gonna be like, let me stunt now with my boo. But honestly, that shouldn't be your motive behind even posting a picture of you and your partner. It should never be the motive. But apart from that, I feel like people also lose their friendships in the process of falling in love. I've had it happen to me. I've seen it happen to other people where one of your friends gets in a relationship and they stop hanging out with. If your relationship was really something to hold on to, you wouldn't stop hanging out with your friends. If your friends are good influences anyway, I have friends that are good influences. I don't have any bad friends. I don't know about you people. But if your friends are really, really good people, then why have you stopped hanging out with them? Just because you met someone? It makes no sense. You spend less time with your friends, less time with your family. You should also life is about multitasking. You need to learn how to multitask your relationship, your being a daughter, being a son, being a grandchild, being a sister, whatever you are. You need to learn how to put all those different things and shift. And sometimes it's real life pressure. You can't do all of those things. It's really hard. But you can't just now say, oh, because I've met this person, everybody else, I don't have time for you. You meet some girls that get in a relationship, oh, it's me and my man, I beg, please. You don't need to be doing that. If your man or your girl really respects you, she wants to get in your circle, she want to meet your mum, your friends. It's not just going to be you and them. They want to, get to know other people in your life that you appreciate and you love. Moving on, the only person that should be putting you before themselves are your parents. And even then, it's not by force, because they also have a life of their own. So you putting someone else before yourself at such a young age. I feel like a lot of people are too young to be turning down opportunities. It's wild to me. I've heard of people counseling, internships and everything else just because they want to be in love with someone and they're just giving up on opportunities. The only person that should be doing that are your parents, and even then they still have their own lives. Don't be so consumed that you hear about couples that are not even married with joint accounts, or couples that are doing joint YouTube accounts, and later we now find out they broke up. And it's like, that one thing that you branded yourself as is now gone. Now what do you have as an individual? I was watching a King Woman's interview. I think it was Remy, I don't remember her last name. And she said, if you have other things going for you, when a relationship collapses, it's gonna feel a shift. It's not gonna feel like your whole world is literally catapulted. It's gonna feel like a shift. And I think that's how we should be realizing that our whole lives revolves around just more than one person. And you guys should see yourselves as like, you know, when you go shopping and you buy something, and when you buy that thing, it's really expensive. I'm not trying to I'm not trying to reduce us human beings as items, because we're far from, but I want to just use this analogy to quickly explain how I see this. When you buy something in a shop and it's really, really expensive, really valuable, like it's really valuable, and then you go to other aisles and you buy some other things, but they're not as expensive as what you've got, as what you've already, you know, purchased. They're not as expensive, but you add those to your basket anyway. You add those to your basket, they're like £5, whatever. I'm not trying to say your significant other is worth £5 or don't come and, but even though those other things have their value, have their worth, you should always be the number one priority in your own life, the number one expensive item in your own life. They have their worth. I'm not saying they're not worth anything, because the money's still gonna come out of your pocket. You're still gonna give energy to this. The money is energy that you're giving to it. But you should always be the number one and the most expensive thing to yourself. Don't say you're gonna stop going to the gym because your babe gassed you up and said, oh babe, you don't need the gym no more. If you liked going to the gym, if you enjoyed the feeling it gave you, go. I'm so tired of seeing all this relationship weight. Like, what is a relationship weight? What is that? Y'all need to stop. Just say you like food. I'm tired of all this relationship weight. Just say I like food, innit? Just stop lying on your relationship. Stop, you know, there's absolutely nothing wrong with gaining weight, because you be gaining weight because of diabetes, PCOS, thyroid, hormones, stress, a plethora of reasons to gain weight. But when you guys start attributing your weight gain to just me, because I met a guy, I'm now gaining weight. Y'all need to stop that. Stop it. Why are you gaining weight because of a guy? Someone explain that to me, like comment down below, or just message me and tell me what is so significant about this relationship weight that everyone's so happy to be gaining. But yeah, I just really wanted to talk about that. And you might see me as being naive or as being this. I'm not. I don't think I'm being naive, but someone might comment down below and tell me, like, there are some relationships where there should be all and end all. But I feel like at this age we are far too young to be giving up on our dreams and to be giving up on our aspiration. If someone really valued you and you told them you wanted to study abroad, or you wanted to have an internship that was further away from home, or you wanted to have a job that was further away from home, whatever, it could either go one or two ways. It could either go, oh, I don't want to really do this, you know, long distance relationship. Or it could be like, you know what, I'm gonna support you. I'm gonna come over in spring and you can come and see me in winter. It can be like that, easy. That's someone that wants you to progress. But if it's like, oh, I don't want to be with you at all, they're not for you. And it's okay to give up people in order to better your life. Don't give up on your dreams and your aspirations and your goals just because you're so fixated on a relationship. Still manage to be an individual outside of your relationship. There's more to you than just that. You were special before he or she came. You were magical. Don't make the most valuable thing about yourself be from someone else. And don't lose yourself because you found someone. That's all I really have to say today. And I really hope you guys enjoyed this. If you have different opinions, let me know. Let's talk. Let's engage. I really want this to just be more than just me talking to the screen. I want all of you to talk to me. And subscribe, share, and subscribe to my blog, subscribe to this page, share it, and I'm so grateful to every single one of you. This is grateful that I'm reaching someone somewhere. Thank you so much, and I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day, night, wherever you are. Have a blessed life. Mwah.